Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to Perafilozof's Banished Let's Plays. Now before I start this Let's Play, I'm first going to reward my subscribers for writing stories about how the people that became villagers in my village in Pearland were banished. So here are the top stories. One of my subscribers called Lamskirk was the one who wrote a story about modern people who were actually banished from the EU and they started living like the villagers in Banished. I very much like the spin on how those were actually modern people and they even abandoned Facebook. Another subscriber named IIRX4858, I think that's how you pronounce his name, wrote a fascinating story, even more far-fetched than the previous one, about how these banished people actually came from another planet very far away from another kingdom. And I found this story also very good. I would also like to express my gratitude to the other subscribers who also wrote some very interesting stories. So what happened in the end was that I had to choose between Lamshark and IIRX4858 story. But the problem was I could not make a decision. Both stories had something that the other one did not. One was fantastically written while the other one had a brilliant idea. So what I decided was to give them both a copy of the game. I will contact the winners through YouTube to get your email addresses to which I will deliver Banished. Now, for all of you, I have also promised an objective giveaway, and that is the giveaway that you will find in the description of this video. There is a link to the giveaway at the Game Miners website. Like I said before, you log into that website through your Steam account, it's completely safe, and you just use this link to join the giveaway that I am making for you guys. And that would be all the business about giveaways. Now let's get to an actual Let's Play. I will continue on playing in Pearland, where I have managed to get some more villagers after that catastrophe called starvation. I'm at 63 villagers, 15 students, 24 children. As you can see, that's a lot of little guys running around. But as we have seen in the previous video, the little guys are actually very useful. They will carry food from a marketplace to their homes, and that will save the adults' trip. Now, as we look through the other resources, I have herbs, I have food, I have firewood, I have logs, I have stone, I have iron, I have tools, I have even very good supply of coats. The only thing I don't have is the coal and the alcohol. Now, the alcohol would be good to increase the happiness. But do I have enough workers for a brewery? I believe so. So what I'm going to do is make a brewery or a tavern, actually called a tavern. I'm going to put it, let's see where, not here. Do I have enough space here? Yep, I do have enough space here. So I'm going to put a tavern here. I should probably unpause it. This is on pause. No, it's on. Yeah, it was on pause. I will put a tavern here that I'm going to make alcohol from berries, as one of my subscribers has said that you can make alcohol from berries, so you do not necessarily have to have any farms or orchards to be able to make alcohol. Now, I think that the tavern is an easy choice to increase the happiness of my villagers, because building, for example, a chapel, is it called a chapel? Yep, a chapel is very expensive when it comes to stone, 130 stone, which is something that I definitely do not have enough of. As for the housing, I should check just how many housing units do I have compared to the amount of villagers that need to move in. Well, I do seem to have a few homes that only one person is living in, and that is kinda annoying. Nobody's living in the boarding house. I would love to manage to force the people living alone to move in with somebody else. I do have this home that's about to be finished over here, and I do have some more housing that only one person lives at. So how about I try to force them to live with somebody else? For example, the stonecutter is pretty young. You should be able to find somebody to live with. But let's say I try to push this female, 69-year-old female, to go and live with somebody else. Now I will do that by turning this wooden house to a stone house, and that way she'll be forced to go somewhere else. Then I'm going to stop reclaiming it so that my builders would not actually start building a stone house since I don't have the resources for it. But the problem is she was only moved to a boarding house, and once I opened up the house she probably went right back in. Or did she? Oh, actually, the gatherer and the hunter managed to beat her to it and they moved into her house. So she probably had to move in with some grandpa. And he's probably going to sing praises to me because she's going to keep him company. If I could only find her. Was this her? 82-year-old. She's now a forester? Could be. In any event, I do have this gatherer living alone, that's a male. And here we have a female living alone. So let's try and move this gatherer from this house to another house. He did not go to the boarding house yet. Let's see, is he gonna go to the boarding house or maybe live with some granny? Nope, he did not move into any of these housings. And you see now, when I freed up the house, I was able to get a woodcutter and a blacksmith to live here. Wonder where he moved off to. Well, in any event, he definitely moved on somewhere and probably has somebody to live with. So that is pretty much the only way that I have found to be able to force people to move out and not live alone, but move in with somebody their own age, for example. So this hunter female is living alone and this gatherer is living alone as well. So let's see if we can force them to live with each other. And there you have it. That's how you can free up housing instead of having to build new housing. And again, I have moved in a third family into their own house. And is there anybody else that needs to be forcibly moved to live with somebody else? I think there was maybe one other person. Yep, this builder, female, is living alone. Let's see if I can find her a middle-aged man to move in with. Another female, another female. Now I have too many females. Last time I had a problem with males. Now I seem to have too many females. Well, I will move her to the boarding house and then I will open up the house and hope that a family will move in before she does. Nope, nobody is yet moving in. Well, maybe some family will after they finish their education. And there we go. And she's... Nope, she's not at the boarding house, which is strange. This builder is living alone, and I should probably force him to move out. So that would be this tool. Is this the right house? Let me check first. Yep, that's the right home. Forced him to move out. Let's see if he moves back in with somebody. Excellent. And now the stone house is ready for a new family. So that's the way that I have been able to control my population and where they are going to move in. Here a forester moved in with his child instead of that old person who obviously has moved in with somebody else. So I will probably have to repeat this several times during the let's play to move the old folks into the boarding house or some other place and force people to live together. For example, this girl here could go somewhere else. Now, what was it that I wanted to say? Yep, I wanted to say that I probably need more housing down here. I have 1, 2, 3 homes for 2 gatherers, but I should probably increase the number to 4 gatherers, so I will need another house here. Another stone house. Well, yes, I can put it down here, but I won't have the resources yet. In order to get the resources, I will need more stonecutter. I do have plenty of iron, so I can move some miners to become stonecutters. I also don't need that many builders, so let's steal another stonecutter. Now my logs and firewood are going down, so I may need to employ a new woodcutter down here for all these homes. They do have a storage barn close by, and a stockpile and a forester, so all they need is a woodcutter. Two builders should be able to build that stuff very soon. Oh damn it, I seem to have torn this house down. That was not the best of ideas. Oh well, I guess I will just make a new one then. That is the slight issue when you're doing this kind of housing control and population management, that you may end up destroying some housing, even though that might not be what you were trying to do. 64 adults, do they all have housing? Well, if they didn't have, they would be in the boarding house. Alcohol. Oh right, I placed a worker, but I did not choose ale that is going to be made from berries. Alcohol limit shouldn't be too high, maybe 150 or so, 160, okay. I do have plenty of food, so taking berries for alcohol is not that big of a deal. Is this house gonna be built? Yes, it might be built if I can get enough stone. Again, I'm running out of tools. Wait a minute, how is this possible? I have 2 blacksmiths, but I don't have the iron. Why don't you have the iron when it's standing right in front of you at the mine? And there is even a stockpile here that has iron. This blacksmith must not be doing his job. Where are you? You're working by not being at your station. Okay, if you say so. Oh, suddenly I had 12 tools. Oh, so it's possible that he went and placed the tools at the market, and I should probably add a road for the market to connect it more easily with the rest of the village. I seem to have managed to reach my food limit of 10,000. I'm amazed. I am amazed. I'm going to raise it to 20,000. It seems that having educated villagers has increased my food production by 50% when it comes to this fisher. Actually not 50%, 25%, because it was already producing 1200, so now it's producing 1500, so that's a production increase of 25% if my math is correct. Actually, it's less, 20%. How about this fishery, for example? 1300, so definitely an increase compared to how much I was producing before. Now the question is, which one of these workers are actually educated? That would be helpful information. Let's see, educated, yes, yes, yes. So when they're educated and have tools, their production definitely increases. So that is very cool. So having a school, was the right idea. I'm good with firewood, good with logs, so I might not actually have to increase the number of foresters, but considering how many more homes I have built, that may actually not be such a bad idea. I do have 3 free laborers. I could get some more. Well, get what? Oh right, one of my subscribers said that there is a problem with tablets. You cannot see this piece of the user interface because my profile page, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Let's say here. Anyway, where I was saying about laborers, I have now 3 laborers that are freed up, and since I will not be putting them as foresters, I could actually put them as foresters because I need this forester lodge to start working and have quick access for this woodcutter. Actually, so that the woodcutter would have quick access to the firewood and these villagers here wouldn't have to travel far to get firewood. So yes, this forester's lodge is gonna start working. I will need to find one more forester. It's gonna start working, producing logs. It's gonna place them here on this stockpile, and the woodcutter is gonna have very close access to those logs, and he will be able to create firewood for these homes here. So where are we with homes? Are these homes filled? Yes, they are. And now we have a female, two females living next door to each other, but no males. How about we find them a nice grandpa to live with? This guy is kinda young. Another female living alone. That's 3 females living alone. 4 females living alone. Man, my males die very fast. Well, grannies, I will be forced to evict all of you. Let's see, tools. Oh, I should probably get the builder out, and that way he won't destroy the structure that I'm just using this tool to get the females to leave the housing alone. Now, where were the rest of them? Where were you, girls? Here and here, right? And one over here. So they should move to the boarding house now. And yes, they are. They're moving to the boarding house. Now, if there are any families that do not have homes but want to start their family, I will now reclaim this house and they should jump in. No, one of the grannies jumped in. Okay, how about some other home? For example, down here. Nothing yet. A granny moved back in. This house. Again, the granny moved back in. So, probably means that there are no young families that need a home. Did I have one more? Yep, this one. Open it up. Again, a granny. Well, I am building this extra home, so which needs a builder to be built. So if this home is required, somebody will move in. Am I producing alcohol? Yes, I am. Berries are creating as ale. So that should help with the happiness. Food is okay, firewood is okay. Well, now pretty much almost everything is okay. My population is now 70 adults, 19 students and 27 children. I will probably need more housing soon, but then again depends on just how old my second generation is, or maybe even my third generation, and just how many would I actually need. Now that I do have some free laborers, I might as well pick up the rest of the stone and iron that's around the map. I have picked up most of it, but let's get rid of any that is remaining. It can be used, and I do have use for it, and no reason for leaving it lying around. These trees up here could be cut as well, although there's no need to spend their time cutting wood when I have the foresters that are helping with the firewood. Fuel limit probably should increase to 850 considering I have more housing. And here we go, a family did move into the stone house, so there was a need to be upgraded. Now I should probably upgrade some of these wooden houses to stone houses in order to spend less firewood, but since I am not going to trade any firewood for anything else, I don't really need to do that. I can just keep building stone housing as it becomes necessary. Food is stagnating at around 10,000, probably because I have more and more villagers to feed. So my next building that should go online is this fishery. 19. That probably means that there is one working at a lower capacity for some reason. This one is 3 out of 4, but I cannot. Oh, not enough. Not enough laborers. Failed to notice this. Although I did send those laborers to go pick up all that iron and stone, but now I have decided against that. Well, I will take them away from the mine and the quarry because they tend to die in the mine and quarry a lot. Crushed by a rock usually is the main cause of that, so better be laborers and pick up the iron and stone lying around the map. It seems the tree gatherers are pretty good at supplying the tavern with enough ale, actually resources for ale, so this is going on pretty well. My cemetery is quite small, only 9 graves, so I may want to build another one. Should help with the happiness when their old folks die and they have a place to bury them. Let's see just where would I want this other cemetery. Somewhere far away, let's say behind the quarry. There is a road leading there, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And I did not put this road to lead to this cemetery. If they even go to the cemetery. I think I saw them going to the cemetery from time to time. Probably to give their last respects. So I should probably give them a road as well. 1 builder, 7 laborers. I do have iron, although the iron is gonna go down because the blacksmiths are using the iron that comes from the mine and is on these stockpiles, so maybe it would be better to bring back some miners to keep the mine going, a steady supply of iron that's close by, because the iron I have chosen to pick up is kind of far from the blacksmiths and they would have to travel very far to get it. But no doubt I will be using that iron for other buildings. So what's next for me? Well, to build the cemetery. Oh damn it, did I turn off the professions tab? To build the cemetery, get 2 builders, still at 7 laborers, 72 adults now, and I probably don't have enough housing. So it could be a good time to push some grannies out of these houses. I will have to be quick so that no builder demolishes the house. No housing, no housing, find yourself a place. And now I open the house and hopefully... Nope, she came back. Okay, Granny, how about you go out? And open. Again a Granny. Oh, come on. Why won't these families move in? I definitely have people who could be moving in. But these grannies keep taking up space. Ah, they cannot beat a freaking granny to a house. How sad. Let's try and kick the tailor out of the house. Again I closed the profession tab? What's up with me? Nope. Failed again. Well, what's left for me to do is to simply just build more housing. Over here, I believe. Although I'm encroaching on the forest, so I may want to place the house over here. I do have the builders. I do have lots of laborers now, 74 adults. Well, I might send them to be a forester to fill all the forester's jobs. The 2 jobs are still open here. Maybe I should increase this a little bit. I do have plenty of firewood and plenty of logs, but it is summer, so who knows what will happen in the winter. Increase this to 900. What else can we increase? We can open up another fishery. More food is always a good idea. Now we are back in business and all of my fisheries on this lake are working. To continue making fisheries, I would have to start making them down here onto this lake. And there are some nice rivers, so I could potentially get very good fishing out of it. I will have to expand my village down here onto the left and over here onto the right side of this lake. But that is something I will do in a later video. The new cemetery has been built. It has enough space for 18 graves, so my villagers should not have to cry over their dead ones in their own homes. I probably need more housing, but I do not think I need more housing down here. Let's see. This is, well, if we max it out, it is 4 villagers working here. That's 2 homes for here. That's another 2 homes. Another 2 homes, another 2 homes. So that's 8 homes, and for the woodcutter, that's a 9th home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need this one built. And after that, I need an additional 3. So I need 3 new houses down here. It might be some time before those houses are done. So increase the number of laborers to 4. Increase the number of builders to 4. Laborers are at 5. But I don't really have any jobs for them, although another vendor would be a good addition to the market. And most of my woodcutters and most of my herbalists and even the foresters are out of work, so I don't actually need that many laborers because the guys that are not working can do the job of laboring. The question is, where do I employ the last of these guys? Well, I could always use more stone, so let's get some stone cutters and some more miners. What just happened? The teacher dies and nobody to replace him and they all become adults. That is so annoying. Why does that keep happening to me? God damn it. Oh, shit. So annoying. Maybe it's because I did not have a laborer ready to inherit the teacher spot, and so my children just stopped being educated and went their own way. Well, that was a failure on my part. I can't low on tools. What's going on here? Don't I have 2 blacksmiths? They seem to constantly run out of iron. Why is that so? idling and this one is working. Well, I'm just gonna have to build another blacksmith. There's no other way to explain it. And do I keep building blacksmiths here? Yeah, this mine can mine a lot more iron. So, another blacksmith. Where are you? Blacksmith, blacksmith. Definitely gonna need another blacksmith. Maybe I should start making steel tools. They would at least last longer. But for that I would need another mine for coal. And I'm not sure do I have enough villagers. Well, I do have 8 laborers and 6 builders. So that may be what I'm going to do in the next video, because this one has lasted long enough. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next episode.